What is up, guys? Rick Cacus here, and today we have something pretty interesting to cover because there's something new waiting for all of you in the Tower for Destiny. Now, this something new has to do with the Treasures of the Dawning. Today was the weekly reset, and it's the last week that the Dawning will be here for Destiny. Now, every day you can go and get your Treasures of the Dawning. Open up all of these little presents, and they're going to give you, Relic Iron, Worm Spore, and other random materials. However, if you look and see, there's Treasures of the Dawning, but if you keep going to the one on the far right, it's actually called something completely different. It is the Box of Fortunes. This was not here yesterday. This is something completely new added with this reset for, again, the last week of the Dawning. And if you open the Box of Fortunes, you get a paper fortune. And if you head into your inventory, look at your consumables, you can see that the paper fortune tells you, well, your fortune. Mine says you have much to offer those you meet, and they have much to teach you. Now, on the surface, there is nothing else these paper fortunes do. They simply tell you a randomized fortune, and that is it. Discarding it, in case you're wondering, apparently does nothing. So it's best to hang on to these, especially after the Festival of the Lost 2016 actually had a use for our raisins that most people thought would do absolutely nothing, so maybe your paper fortune will be used for something later as well. Now, what does this mean? Is it just a fun Easter egg, or is this some sort of hint for future content? Heck, a hint for Destiny 2? Well, let's discuss that by looking at some of the other fortunes people have gotten, because this is not the only fortune you can get. On Reddit, there's a big post that has compiled a bunch of the different fortunes, and here are a lot of them. You will destroy to rebuild. An unusual amount of engrams will turn into strange coins. Your enemies will tremble before you. Be open to others. Your walls will come down. Master Rahul will surprise you. Then he will disappoint you. You are not alone. Listen to the quiet and learn what it has to teach you. Shaxx will inevitably shout at you. I can't believe what I'm seeing, Guardian. Your future is full of glimmer, engrams, strange coins, and legendary marks. Bless up, best fortune. You warm others in the coldest times. Continuing on, we have you will pull off a stunning upset in the Crucible. You will achieve your aims through cunning and stealth. Your pockets will overflow with glimmer. You will fail to impress Eris, but then so does everybody else. You will gain favor in the eyes of the Vanguard. This speaker will dream of beautiful and terrible things. You will forget to thank your ghost, again, sheesh. The world shivers with a sense of change. Anything is possible. You will not be forgotten. You are not alone. The tower stands with you. The city stands behind you, cautiously. You stood in the city in its hour of greatest need, and will do so again. Next we have, when all is lost, you will still be a guardian, and you will still be enough. You will demolish your sparrow at high speed, and lastly we have, help, my name's Cade, and I'm stuck writing fortunes in the tower. So again, just read off all of those just to let you guys know what other kinds of fortunes people are getting. Now that isn't every single one, I don't think, but that's a good amount. That's pretty much most of what you can get. If you guys get anything different, please let me know in the comment section down below. So again, it stands, what does this mean? Well, 99% chance this is just a fun Easter egg. The new year is just upon us. 2016 is just about to end, so it does make sense that Bungie would do something, small, simple, and fun to kind of send us off into the new year. And a lot of those fortunes were actually pretty funny. Some of the ones about, Master Rahul, Shaxx will yell at you inevitably and stuff like that. Those are actually pretty humorous, so I think the most obvious and likely correct answer is that this is just something fun that all of us Guardians get to send us into the new year. However, with that being said, some of those fortunes are a little bit more pointing towards potentially future content and stuff like that, are a little bit more serious than others. The ones that really actually kind of stand out to me in that regard are the ones that say, "You are not alone, the tower stands with you, and the city stands behind you cautiously." And definitely, "You stood by the city in its hour of greatest need and will do so again." I mean, that doesn't hint to anything specific, aside from the fact that it's saying that potentially in future content. Like, seriously, it does make sense that Bungie at this point is well in its way in working on Destiny 2. It knows exactly what it's going to put out in 2017 at this point, so they could be hinting a little bit at future things to come. And for that, what that says to me is that the tower is going to be put in danger again. It was a potential thought that in Destiny 2, perhaps, you could simply be expanding humanity's outreach, going and settling new colonies, going and taking back some of the areas of the Golden Age that were stolen by the Cabal, by the Fallen, by the Hive, etc. But this makes it seem that, you know, the tower is going to be under threat again. That perhaps another theory of what's going to happen in Destiny 2 being that the Cabal are going to invade. That's what, if you play and look into the lore of the Shield Brothers strike, where they send out a distress signal and the Cabal fleet was notified of what was going on, that they seem to be heading on their way. And again, that would put the tower in a lot of danger for sure. So that could be hinting to a storyline like that with the Cabal invading is much more likely in Destiny 2 than, again, the other potential storyline of you taking back the stuff from the Golden Age and the tower isn't necessarily at risk. So that's pretty interesting. I could be reading, you know, way too much into this for sure, but, you know, Bungie tends to do things for a reason, and if they're putting in stuff that says you're going to need to defend the tower again, that is likely hinting at future content. It is very wide open though. You know, it doesn't have to be the Cabal theory that I brought up. It could be something completely different, but that is interesting nonetheless. So guys, that's going to wrap up this video. Again, let me know what your fortune was in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video and found it informative, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKakis. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.